important is it that Arsenal do get that reinforcement up front? Because I think everyone
Oh,
knows that.
absolutely, yeah. I think the last two or three seasons, everybody's been saying that. But you can't knock Arsenal for just going out and wasting money and just going buy something for the sake of it. They've got to fit into their plans. Then it's all about the player availability, what sort of contract he's on, what his club, and then when it's Arsenal Football Club, when it's Liverpool, when it's suddenly the price does go up quite a bit. So that's the problem you got when you know. But that number 9, I think it's not rocket science. Everyone looks at it and says sooner or later you've got to get a top striker. If you're going to be, dominant or trying to win Premier Leagues and challenge for Champions Leagues and all those sort of competitions, you've got to have a good goal scorer. They've got to have a goal scorer that is reliable, doesn't get injured a lot either. I mean, you can't have a player gets injured all the time as well. I mean, again, I go back to my teams. Henry never got injured. I'd never see him out for long periods of time. And then we had Ian Wright was mostly fit when he was playing. Dennis didn't miss many games. You've got to have players who are reliable and fitness-wise. See how many games they play a season, because it is a long, hard league and it is tough. And it's when you're leading it on your own, then you've got to be made mobile and be fit. So I'm sure they'll be certainly looking at that in the summer. There's no doubt about that. That is the prime position where they've got to strengthen. Defence is very solid. Got good players at defence. Don't even look at the defence. Just to think about buying other players, and then it's all about attackers now for next season. And I'm sure they'll be looking at that. I played in games when we was, challenging at the top, and Spurs were mid-table. But you're in for a game, and we had lots of 1-1 draws, to be fair. We had lots of draws against Spurs, especially away from home. But they know they're in a game. Spurs know, with the pressure that the manager's under and the fan base is getting a little bit, tetchy on certain bits and pieces, if they can get a performance against Arsenal, against their local rivals, and get a result and win, they take a draw, probably Spurs coming into this game. But if they can somehow get a win, that suddenly massive belief and confidence goes through that club. So they know how big it is. It's a bigger game for Arsenal than it is Spurs, because Arsenal's still chasing that title. And after coming off 2 defeats, you need to win that game as quick as you can to get you back on track. So it's a bigger game for Arsenal, but Spurs know they could be real, legends if they can beat Arsenal and the bragging rights on a Thursday morning going to work. It's a game that can really. Look, the fans will be disappointed. They tried everything the other night, and it was a game where Man United, give them credit, because they stayed in the game. I really thought when it went down to 10 men, they might nick one in that extra time. But when it went down to penalties, I would favour Man United, because I think they've got a big lift about staying in the game and that sort of thing. But a game like Tottenham is always a big game for any part of the season. But after losing 2, you could get the fans right back on your side. I mean, they'd be disappointed, but suddenly people forget about Man United and Newcastle. You can beat Tottenham and suddenly get back into the title race, and you'll be hoping Forest can get a result. But as I said before, Arsenal players won't be worried about Forest for Liverpool or Man City playing. All you've got to worry about is yourselves. And I remember about 98 was 12 points behind Manchester United. We went an unbelievable run where we won about 10 in a row. And we weren't worrying about other teams, it's just about ourselves. And that's what probably put more pressure on Man United at the time. So that's all Arsenal got to do, worry about themselves, try and get 3 points against Tottenham, do the same on Saturday against Villa. And obviously Liverpool got 2 away games, so they're not, and probably not easy games either. Well, the striker positions, he's done a great job for Arsenal. I mean, everybody turned their nose up when he signed, but then suddenly he got on a great record and a great run. And here we are, what a signing. So look, people are fickle a little bit. I mean, Mikel Arteta's obviously seen something in him that he can get the best out of him. He's still a young man, really. He's got lots of experience playing for his country. But you can't put all the weight on someone's shoulders, and you've got to have a little bit of help around him to bang the goals. I know Saka's out, which is a big loss. I mean, you can see they miss him quite heavily on that right hand side. Martinelli now's got to step up. People like Trossard and now's got to get an opportunity. He's got to step up and give him a little bit of a hand. Odegaard as well, who's been brilliant since he's been at Arsenal. But I like Havertz. I think he's a genuine player. He has a go every week, but he's probably not. He's not an out-and-out striker, and they know that as a club. So that's why they've been probably looking to buy an out-and-out striker, because they haven't got one at the moment. Jesus was in and out, and he was more or less saying, "I'm not an out-and-out striker either. I can play on the right-hand side and this, that, whatever." So they're dying out for an Ian Wright back in the day, a goal scorer who's going to be in that box. He's going to make these runs in the box, and with the players they've got, they've got the creativity to give a striker lots of chances. So, but now they need one who's going to put the ball in the back of the net, which is very hard to find these days. It's a big blow for the player. I mean, of course, it's bad for the team as well because he's quite a big influence around the probably dressing rooms, and he's just come into that little bit of form. He's got back into the side, but he knows now he's going to be out for 9 months, which as a player, it's sometimes hard to take. I know he's been through it already, which maybe helps him. He knows he's gone through that situation with an ACL. I've never had one, and I've been out for about 10 weeks maximum, and I was a bit down then as well. So to do another 7 months on top of that, it must be very difficult for a player. But he's got the best people around him to help him. As I said before, he's gone through it before, which will probably know exactly how he's got to get fit again. But his age, and then that time of his career when he just got back in the side again, he's so disappointing because he won't play again this season, and he'd be hoping to play the latter part of the start of next season, which is a long way away. So a little bit like Rodri, a lot of ACLs do go now, which is I didn't see so many in my day. I don't know if it's the pitches or something that's a little bit more firmer, and you maybe your studs get or your footwear gets stuck in the pitch a little bit more. I don't know, but there's a lot more injuries. I've never seen so many injuries anyway in the Premier League. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some clubs, Tottenham have got plenty themselves. Arsenal have got loads. Every single club really, they've got so many injuries, which is unbelievable. Really, just maybe there is too much football. Who knows? But yeah, it's a blow for him. But look, it's happened. You've got to be positive and do your best. You can get fit as quick as you can, really. And I'm sure the Arsenal physio staff will be really looking into him and trying to do the best they can for him.